Tonight, cleaning up in Carstairs. The small Alberta town picks up and pulls together after a terrifying tornado.
That's crazy.
The powerful pressure that brought down homes and shattered lives.
My childhood home is gone and I can't even recognize the property.
Anarchy in France. Elected officials attacked and national monuments targeted. Plus, the up-and-coming comedy star putting perspective on the spectrum.
There's a bit of a cost, but then there's also that gift that comes with it.
The performer harnessing the power of a hearty laugh.
CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo. Reporting tonight, Mirella Fernandez.
Good evening. The tornado that touched down in central Alberta flattened several homes, tossed heavy farm equipment around, and led to the death of some livestock. Luckily, there was no human loss of life or serious injuries. This is new time-lapse video from Carstairs of that twister north of Calgary. Environment Canada says it lingered on the ground for at least 20 minutes, pulverizing some things along the way, but leaving other things mostly untouched. And after ripping apart lives, it brought the community together to share the pain. CTV's Alberta Bureau Chief Bill Fortier with a ground-level look at the aftermath.
Across this debris-strewn field, around 100 people clean up what nature scattered, some with machinery, others with bare hands. Many of them don't even know the people they're helping.
Humanity needs to come together and be strong and help each other out.
Well, I think it really restores your faith in people.
Elisa Humphreys lost everything, including one of her horses and 2 homes on the property, now a pile of shredded wood and twisted metal.
And I actually think that something good will come of this, even though I no longer have anything at all.
Oh, that poor farmer.
Yesterday's devastating tornado ripped across several kilometers of central Alberta.
The tornado is happening right now and it's coming towards us.
On the ground for 25 minutes or more.
I've never seen anything like it.
And leaving devastation in its wake. Livestock killed, around 20 homes damaged or destroyed, heavy farm machinery flipped and tossed across the highway.
I've seen tornado hits before in my 20-some year career, but unfortunately this is the worst devastating one I have personally been on.
You could drive by here, most days and you see the big trees and the farms and stuff, and now it's just destroyed.
Officials say nobody was killed or even seriously injured, but it was close. One woman was trapped in the basement of what's now unrecognizable as a house. Using her cell phone, she managed to get in touch with rescuers, including a family member who were frantically looking for her in the wreckage.
And so then they changed where they were at and just started digging through the rubble and were able to find her.
A team from Environment Canada and the Northern Tornadoes Project is now investigating what already seems to be one of the worst tornadoes in the region in recent memory.
Clearly you can see there's a significant amount of damage and it's going to take a bit of time to go through it all.
Even with all this help, it will take several days at least to get properties like this cleaned up before owners can even start to think about rebuilding. Meanwhile, investigators hope to have a better sense of the sheer size and strength of that twister in the coming days. Bill Fortier, CTV News, near Carstairs, Alberta.
Police are searching for 2 people swept away in a landslide north of Quebec City. 2 men and a woman were helping clear debris from the road after Saturday's severe thunderstorm dropped more than 125 millimeters of rain in that area. A sudden river surge triggered a landslide. 1 man was rescued, taken to hospital. About 100 campers nearby had to be rescued by helicopter. A local state of emergency is in place. Esther Wang was out of touch for a full 54 hours. The teenager vanished in the BC wilderness last week. Today, she's sharing details of her terrifying time and recounting how survival skills saved her. In a letter, the 16-year-old revealed she was separated from her group after she turned the wrong way and ended up on the wrong path. She was lost in the woods for more than 2 days, saying she was scared and lonely. Esther emerged from Golden Ears Provincial Park Thursday using pictures on her digital camera to retrace her steps. Business leaders are calling on the federal government to step in and end a strike by more than 7,000 port workers in BC.
We need them to use all of the tools in the toolbox in order to ensure that our economy is not compromised.
Members of the International Longshore and Warehouse Union are back on the picket line today after walking off the job on Saturday. Around $800 million worth of goods flow through BC ports every day, so a lengthy strike could damage the Canadian economy.
As soon as you start backing up supply chain and tankers that are coming in, that makes it difficult for anything to move across the country.
The port workers have been without a contract since the end of March. The grandmother of a French teenager shot dead by police is urging rioters to stop. There were fewer arrests on the fifth night of protest, but since Tuesday, more than 3,000 people have been arrested and over 2,000 cars have been torched. 700 buildings have been vandalized. CTV's Annie Berger-Oliver on the latest clashes and what continues to fuel that frustration.
Chaos as thousands of French police stormed on one of the most popular tourist destinations, the Champs-Élysées. Ahead of another night of violence, police in Paris conducted random checks. These women say they were frisked at least 3 times. We are just here for justice. We are not here to break stuff, they said. French residents have been rioting since Tuesday when a 17-year-old boy, Nael, was shot dead by police during a traffic stop in Nanterre. The officer accused of firing his weapon, charged with voluntary homicide. The boy's grandmother today called for calm in an interview with French media. The people who are breaking things, I tell them stop it, stop it. They're doing this with Nael as a pretext. A powerful message that comes just hours after elected officials were targeted. In one case, protesters in a suburb just outside Paris rammed the home of a local mayor with a burning car while his family slept. The mayor's wife and 1 child were injured.
Ultra-violence by small groups of people that are very well organized and very well trained, and they want to defy the Republic, and the Republic will not yield.
But many disagree with that characterization, arguing the protesters are fueled by frustration following years of denial about police prejudice.
It's racism. And so all of these other explanations are really distractions.
Professor Crystal Fleming has studied racism in France and says the fact Nael had Algerian and Moroccan roots matters.
The French began colonizing and oppressing Algerians almost 200 years ago. They began their colonization efforts in 1830s. So it's a long history and one that the French will finally have to face in order to really do anything about systemic racism.
In 2017, France changed its criminal code to give police more discretion about when they can shoot a fleeing motorist. But activists say the law is far too broad, Morella, and needs to be repealed.
CTV's Annie Berger-Oliver in Ottawa. Violence in Baltimore claimed 2 lives, but 28 others were injured in a mass shooting at a block party.
I want those who are responsible to hear me very clearly. We will not stop until we find you.
The tragedy took place after midnight at an annual cookout called Brooklyn Day. Hundreds had gathered, and when the shooting started, some thought it was just the sound of fireworks. Almost half of the injured are children. 9 people have been injured in another wild shootout. This happened inside of a nightclub in Wichita, Kansas. Flying bullets set off a stampede. 2 people were trampled. In the first 6 months of the year, more than 21,000 people have died from gun violence in the U.S. That's about 115 people a day. And there have been 338 mass shootings already in 2023. Police west of Toronto are still hunting for at least 1 suspect in a Canada Day shooting that sent 4 people to hospital. So police say there could be more than 1 suspect who fled the scene in a stolen white Ram pickup truck. It was later found abandoned and torched in the town of Caledon, Ontario. Police believe the shooting was targeted. The best before date on groceries may get tossed as part of a parliamentary committee's push to avoid food waste. The House of Commons Agriculture Committee is asking the federal government to investigate the impacts of scrapping the labels, which experts say will prevent good food from being thrown out.
A best before date doesn't mean bad after. It's just a point of reference for consumers when they buy food.
The recommendation is one of 13 aimed at addressing the rising cost of groceries for Canadian households. Maritimers already dealing with those high food prices have a new inflationary pressure to contend with after Ottawa's carbon tax on fuel came into effect this weekend in all 4 Atlantic provinces. The tax is meant to encourage Canadians to decrease fossil fuel consumption, but is creating worries for those who need fuel to earn a living. CTV's Hafsa Arif reports.
Dave Buffett's car is his lifeline. He hits the road every day in his taxi cab, taking passengers to their destination. Buffett relies on his car to bring home a paycheck, but the recent increase in fuel costs caused by the carbon tax, he says, will affect his bottom line.
I'm going to take home less money per week, less money per month, per year with this, and so it's not something that I can avoid.
Gas prices jumped about 17 cents a liter here in Nova Scotia, while diesel was up 20 cents. Buffett says taxi drivers will absorb this cost while their rates remain capped.
We have to maintain affordability.
Buffett says many drivers share the same financial fears as the cost of living continues to rise. But the Ecology Action Centre believes the carbon tax will not impact food prices drastically.
Farmers, fishers, they're excluded from this. So I don't expect that it will have a big impact. It'll have little, if any, impact on food prices.
The centre says the tax on carbon will have positive impacts on the environment and local communities.
This will help push Canadian resources towards more renewables, better energy efficiency, supporting Indigenous businesses as well and small businesses.
Mixed feelings in the Halifax area.
The gesture is good, but especially now where things are kind of getting a little bit tight with money and so on, so I think it's just the wrong time.
It's really a lot right now, and on top of inflation and everything else, it's about time that some changes are made.
As you can tell, people are torn over the carbon tax, as many express their concerns over the rising cost at this time, are feeling the burden of inflation. Others expected this, as the Ecology Action Centre says it's a time for phasing out fossil fuels and a new energy direction. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Halifax.
Coming up, picking up after the party.
Still have our staff really focusing on our garbage and recycling collection.
Cleaning house after the country's birthday bash. Plus, Twitter's controversial new cap. Twitter users are spinning over a new rule that limits scrolling. Owner Elon Musk capped the number of tweets people can see, saying it's a temporary measure. As CTV's Rahim Ladani reports, it's led to backlash for the billionaire.
Around the world, people trying to use the social media site Twitter are being met with the unwelcomed message, rate limit exceeded, meaning they can't read any more tweets for the rest of the day.
Without warning, Elon has once again disrupted this platform, almost making it un-user-friendly.
Twitter owner Elon Musk is restricting how many tweets users can scroll through. On Friday, he called it a temporary emergency measure being put in place to prevent unauthorized scraping of potentially valuable data from the platform. However, cybersecurity experts believe it's a roundabout way for the company to save money after Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion last year.
I think the company is looking for ways to pull back the amount of data that it's sharing, that it's using, that it's consuming on networks. So this really is just yet another desperation move by the company.
The crackdown quickly faced backlash by thousands. One user in Kingston tweeted, "My area is under a tornado warning, and thanks to Elon Musk, I can't see what Instant Weather Ontario is saying about the track."
This is extremely problematic in the fact that this is how people communicate. This is how they get their information. Instead of this being an open digital town square, it seems like the walls are actually closing in.
Musk has raised the thresholds twice, eventually settling on verified accounts being limited to reading 10,000 posts per day. That number drops to 1,000 posts per day for unverified accounts and down to 500 for new unverified accounts.
The higher threshold allowed on verified accounts is part of a subscription service that Musk rolled out earlier this year in an effort to boost Twitter revenue. The cost to Canadians is anywhere between $10 to $15 a month. Morella.
Rahim, thanks for that. Well, throwing the party's always fun. It's the cleanup afterwards that isn't. A citywide straightening up was on order in Ottawa today. The nation's capital hosts thousands over the long weekend for Canada Day events. CTV's Natalie Van Roy reports.
A day after tens of thousands of people packed into Le Breton Flats to party on Canada's birthday, the teardown and cleanup of the site now underway.
Bulk of the cleanup actually happens the same night. So our staff worked very hard last night to really focus on cleaning up the debris and litter, as well as any security measures that we support putting in for our federal partners.
Crews working around the clock to make it look like the thousands who reveled in the day never left a trace. Trash bags full, recycling packed up, and picnic tables stacked. Trucks loading up as the countdown is on for another major event here in only days, Blues Fest.
I don't think we saw as many people at the end of the night as we have in previous years, and I think part of that was due to the weather. But we did still have our staff really focusing on our garbage and recycling collection.
The cleanup right across the city.
It was a big party yesterday, so it's a very clean city. Coming from Montreal, also we can see it's a bit clearer than Montreal, so yeah.
Ottawa still buzzing with tourists ready to take in more of the sights and sounds of the long weekend.
We've been doing the monuments and we've been looking at Parliament, so we've been visiting all the different places. It's been fun.
Coming to Ottawa, it feels like, okay, the real charm of Canada we can see here, being in capital city of Canada.
Officials say the cost of the cleanup not yet clear, but it's usually in the range of $100,000 plus. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News, Ottawa.
Straight ahead, a look at changing the rules for assisted death.
I was promised they'd fix it, and they clearly have not.
BC opens the doors to discussing the opt-out policy. The BC government is considering changing an agreement that allows Catholic-run hospitals to opt out of medical assistance in dying. Right now, palliative care patients are pushed out of some publicly funded health facilities to get MAiD. But as CTV's Shannon Patterson reports, not everyone has faith that the government will make the change.
The story of 34-year-old Sam O'Neill, a palliative care cancer patient who was refused medical assistance in dying, or MAiD, at St. Paul's Hospital because the facility is overseen by the Catholic Church, was both familiar and enraging for Scott Harrison.
When I heard Sam's story, I'm like, this has to end.
Like Sam O'Neill, his partner, Christina Bates, had to be moved from St. Paul's in the final hours of her life in order to obtain MAiD. The 53-year-old terminal cancer patient refused pain medication during the transfer, fearing she would lose consciousness and her chance to say goodbye to loved ones, which is what happened to O'Neill.
She didn't even talk to me on the way there because I knew she was in pain. It was devastating.
Bates was brought to the doctor's residence at Vancouver General Hospital to undergo MAiD.
We had a giant room in St. Paul's, and instead we're cramped in this basement with a 7-foot ceiling where they've managed to find a couch and what have you so loved ones can be there. I held her hand while she died, as I promised I would. It was hard, but it was the right thing for her and I and what needed to happen.
After losing the love of his life in November 2021, Harrison advocated for an end to forced transfers, but there were 24 of them at St. Paul's Hospital the following year.
I was promised they'd fix it, and they clearly have not. And the O'Neills, my heart goes out to them.
It was outrage over Sam O'Neill's transfer in April that prompted the BC government to begin discussions with Providence Health about allowing MAiD at St. Paul's Hospital.
That wasn't patient-focused care as we would expect it to be. So you're absolutely talking to Providence and absolutely talking to St. Paul's about addressing this issue together, and that's the work that's going on now.
If he thinks that having a conversation with Providence is going to result in Providence doing anything, he knows better.
Harrison says the health minister needs to end a decades-old master agreement that allows Providence Health to opt out of providing certain services at its publicly funded facilities for religious reasons.
Without initiating the renegotiation of that master agreement, I don't think anything will come about the conversation.
And he fears patients like his partner will continue to face the hardship of a transfer in their final hours. Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Vancouver.
After the break, connecting through comedy.
You hear the laughter, value, talent.
Shining in the spotlight using the power of humor. We leave you tonight with an inspirational lesson about seeing the lighter side of life. A man with autism discovered his natural gift by channeling his energy into making people laugh. His obvious talent in stand-up has made him stand out on the national stage. CTV's Adam Sawatsky explains.
As the camera captures Curran Dobbs from behind,
You're behind me 100%.
he feels compelled to comment.
You got my back.
And if we go back to the beginning of his story,
Well, I've always been a bit of a punster.
but while he was always smiling in pictures as a child, Curran says he was feeling depressed and worthless by his early teens.
It was very lonely. I had a hard time making friends at all.
Curran found some comfort in music before learning strategies to connect with others after being diagnosed with autism. But nothing compared to being cast in a high school production playing a comedic role.
That was amazing, getting the laughs.
Curran discovered he could befriend kids through laughter and eventually asked a local promoter about doing amateur stand-up.
He said, sure, I'll put you on my show. It's in 5 days. Write a set.
Curran was terrified. He'd never actually written a joke before, but he found that the process of planning out an interaction with the public was reassuring and faced his fear.
Good evening, ladies.
Curran got a few laughs that first night, and now, after more than a decade of doing stand-up professionally, has earned countless more.
I'm on the autistic spectrum, so if I seem rude or impolite, or if I'm not making eye contact, I just want you to know it's because I really feel like you're not worth the effort.
You hear the laughter, value, talent.
Well, after earning national attention for making it to the semifinals on Canada's Got Talent,
every joke worked, every line worked.
Curran now considers his autism and the unique perspective of the world it offers to be a comedic superpower.
There's a bit of a cost, but then there's also that gift that comes with it.
Which is why, if he could go back in time and comfort his younger self, he'd say never give up.
You're better than you think you are, or if you ain't yet, you will be.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Saanich.
That's a wrap on your long weekend Sunday. I'm Morella Fernandez for Sandy Ronaldo and all of us here at CTV National News. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you again tomorrow.
CTV National News, Canada's #1 newscast.